I want you to tell me, give me your thoughts on that name, and I'm gonna say Quita Robinson.
You gonna put me on the spot?
Yeah. What that name mean to you? For people that don't know,
the name means everything.
I see it on the screen. Right.
May Robinson.
Right.
Play me some pimping, man.
This the coldest podcast you'll ever hear. The way we coming with it, people witnessing greatness. Be a part of the journey. I would say it's perfect timing, but it's God's timing. We locked in a time capsule with this one. We got timeless topics. Guess what? I'm your mother's favorite host. Your little brother's OG. I go by the name of Armand Lindsay, but the neighborhood calls me Big P. I want to welcome y'all to Big Boss Talk, Season 2, The Rebirth. Let's ride, and welcome to a Black Man
Thing. Yo, what's poppin', man? We back at it again. Big Boss Talk, the podcast, man. I always try to tell people who my guests are, but this guest right here is family. Family, like a brother to me. Like, I don't know, man. We just grew up together. It's the best human being you can ever come across. Got a heart of gold. He'd give you the shirt off his back if he had to. You know what I'm saying? Like, just somebody that I kind of, look up to. I mean, he's younger than me, but I also look up to him as well and just, kind of salute what he got going on, how he, made it through all, everything that he's been through and still be able to stand on top and still have the joy and the smile that he has. I know it, it's built in him. And it's just something that he was just born with. So I'm gonna introduce my guest, no other than Tay Locke. What's up? Say what's up to the podcast.
What's going on? What it is? What it do? You know what I'm saying? It's Tay. Basically known as Tay.
Give him up, name. But nah, you doing good?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Appreciate you having me on today.
Yeah, man.
See what we get into. Subjects we hit.
Yeah, we're gonna hit a lot of subjects. Some subjects you might not even know we was gonna get into, but we're gonna see how it goes and just go from there. But the biggest thing how we start off this podcast, bro, is I want to say thank you for even hopping on. I know you're a busy guy. We were supposed to start it a while ago, but it's all right. Black people time, but it's just it's good to have you on the show, man. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop into it. This show is for people, kids, people. It doesn't matter of just color, minority that can see that there's people that's very successful doing different things, right? The main goal for most young kids growing up is like, all right, you gotta go play ball. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go make it that ball. But everybody don't get the opportunity to, make it that ball. It's a small percentage of people that really go beyond, the limits that we see. And I always tell people I'm not the person to say don't chase after your dreams, but you also got to be realistic. And so the reason why I started this podcast is there's people that are super successful outside of just sports and just the stereotypical things that people tell us to do growing up, right? And so that's why I started this podcast. That's why I wanted you on this podcast, because you're super and extremely successful. You may not feel like that, but it doesn't even matter. Like you going places where other people don't inspire to go to. So that's why I wanted you on here and just really talk to you. But we start this podcast with a game called Two Truths and a Lie. I've known you almost all your life. So I ain't, you might have something in the chamber that I may not know, and it's like, ooh, that sounds like, a lie. But go ahead and give us two truths and a lie, and I gotta guess the lie.
You gonna put me on the spot and go first? Wow.
You gotta go first. I don't go. I'll go.
Two truths and a lie. I've taken a day trip to California.
Okay.
I have a clothing brand.
Okay.
So this gonna be easy.
Let me see. I have a lot of Jordans.
Oh my God. I know you ain't hit me with that.
Them, you said 2 truths and a lie, right?
Right, 2 truths and a lie.
That's all I can think of.
The crazy thing about it is I think all of them are truths. I don't think it's one lie. And so that's the whole point about it. Cause I already done seen the Jordans, you already done FaceTime me. I done seen, bang, I got heat. I ain't even wore these yet. I got these right here. So that's a truth.
Okay.
Number 2 is you got a clothing brand. That's a truth. You got the shirt on now.
True.
You know, I got the hoodie on.
True.
So it gotta be the day trip for California, even though I feel like you took it. I feel like it's California just because you're gonna be like, well, maybe not California, but other places. You know what I'm saying? Like a day trip. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm gonna say the day trip to California is a lie.
Never done that. Never taken a day trip to California, but I do
get it
to possibly do that one day for sure.
Let's get it. So I'm 2-2 right now. I redeemed myself from the last show. I'm 50%. I appreciate that. I knew I was gonna get somebody.
I made it easy for you.
You did. See, you ain't think. But nah, let's get into it, man. I'm gonna get a little bit of background, to Tay, so everybody can know. So, obviously we got Tay Locke from Rock Hill, South Carolina, age 25, career/job. He's in marketing through banks, and then I'll just leave it at that. And then college degree, business management, and then years in the profession is 5. So just going into it, right? I want to just start off. How did you get into the job that you are in now? Like, how did you even come across, that path? Because I know you've been doing it for a while, ever since you've been in like high school, graduate high school. So how did you get into that?
Well, I started. It was kind of like kind of ironic on the way that I started with the company, but I just went in, spoke with the guy, happens to be my mentor to this day. Spoke with him, like, man, you want a job? You ever thought about working at the bank? I'm like, nah, I never thought about that. And from that day, I started entry level, and then worked my way up.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So I mean, is that something that you always wanted to do, or was it just more or less, it just happened to come like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was your actual goal of what did you want to, aspire to be growing up?
Everyone has this unrealistic dream of being an athlete, so of course that's a goal in the beginning, but once that goes out the window, you have to kind of figure out what's next.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've always wanted to be in a position or in a field where I feel like I'm helping, not just myself, like other people. So yeah, ironically, I started there. It wasn't what I initially anticipated, but eventually, over the next 5 years, I was placed in the right position.
For sure. And so, tell people what 8 hours of your day kind of look like in your profession, right? So you don't got to, say who you work for, but at least tell them the details behind what you do on a day-to-day basis, or what's your, main objective, with the company that you work with.
First off, I wake up and I have my good cup of coffee. Have me some coffee and I try to dedicate a certain amount of time to myself in the morning. To become, within yourself a little bit, or myself, I should say.
Right.
Before I get my day started, then I'll go to the office most days, depending on if I have an event or something like that.
Yeah.
If I'm not in the office, I'm at an event. with different clients and schools and things like that.
Gotcha. So different clients. So are you kind of like a liaison for your company? Do you your job is to help raise money? At the when you go to like certain events and stuff like that, or
no, not necessarily. Most times it's going to be something marketing, marketing for the company, or most times just marketing different products and things like that for the company.
Gotcha. And what type of skill set helps you be good at what you do? I mean, you've been doing it for a while, so you got to have certain continue to do it for your company. To say, hey, we want Tay on the job, or we're gonna send Tay out here to do this. Like, what type of skill set coming in does it take?
I'm a people's person. You know what I mean? I think I can connect with anyone on any level, whether no matter the gender or the ethnicity or anything. I can just connect with people, and that's my gift from God. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think it kind of really just makes my job easy.
Yeah, I will say Tay can connect with anybody. I ain't never really seen somebody that Tay can't connect with. I think it just comes off from pure the energy, as far as like he gonna say something funny, he gonna tell you how he feel, and if you don't like it, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, he don't say stuff to make people upset. It's more or less he just speaking how he feel, and he gonna let you know how he feel, and it's gonna be something funny being said. So it's crazy, man. But tell me a little bit, about the. I know we already, we kind of discussed what you do day to day, and then we also talked about the skill set. As far as like, if somebody wanted to get into your field, do you feel like they necessarily do they need a degree to hop into your field? Should they go after certifications? What is it that somebody that wants to do something that you do? What's the route that you would tell them to go? Because obviously we know going to school can lead to tons of debt, right? And then sometimes you get in a profession and be like, well, I ain't even need this degree to actually do what I'm doing. So
right.
What do you tell people? Do you tell them like, hey, you want to go to school, get a degree, or do you tell them to do something different? Like how would you tell them? Explain that.
My main thing right now at this point in my life is just being happy. So if I'm giving somebody else advice, I'm gonna say do whatever that you feel is gonna make you happy. You know what I mean? Whether that be, if you think it's gonna be school, and if it turns out to not be school, that's fine. But you gave it a try. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing I would tell somebody: do what you think is gonna make you happy, not what's gonna make your mama happy, not what's gonna make your daddy happy. Because at the end of the day, that's something that's the career that you pretty much gonna be stuck with.
Yeah.
So that's my advice. Just do what's gonna make you happy. But if someone trying to get in my field particularly, see, I have a 2-year associate's degree.
Okay.
So once I got my degree, I learned different skills throughout my time at my job to advance myself, to be put in better position.
Right.
So that's what I would say. Get you a 2-year degree. Don't go in debt.
Yeah.
And go up from there.
Right. Sure. And so with the 2-year degree, I've heard, great things obviously about, what I'm saying? Like it comes, it's people out there that feel like having, all these degrees, it's a form of elitism, right? Where they feel like, oh, well, I got, a bachelor's here, and then I also got a master's here. And they feel like that they above or somebody that goes to a school with a 2-year associate. But what you don't realize is, even if they got that 2-year associate, they probably got the experience as well. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like the on hands experience. Like while certain people, I ain't gonna say waste time, but worry about remembering certain things for a class, they are actually doing the job on a day-to-day basis. And as we all know, experience is gonna beat out any type of degree that you may have. You may have just got out of school with a doctor's degree, but or not a doctor's degree, but let's just say a master's degree. But if it's somebody that got a 2-year degree, but they've been in that field for 6-8 years, they're gonna pick the person probably, 9 out of 10 times the person that's been in that field for 6 to 8 years, because they don't have to teach them or go through the mistakes that you would have to go through, coming fresh out of school, which is, it's not the person's fault, you know what I'm saying? But people just feel like it's a certain elitism when it comes to having all these degrees and X, Y, and Z, which that's not the case. You can you could be successful the same way somebody got a 4-year degree with a 2 years, 2 years associate. And that's another thing where I think we were both brought up the same way. It's like, you don't treat people no differently, no matter what they got or where they come from. You're gonna treat the janitor the same way you treat the CEO. And that's just kind of out of respect, you know what I'm saying? So where I want to go from that is I just want to go to, kind of like your upbringing. I'm a throw out a name, and then I want you to tell me. Give me your thoughts on that name, and I'm gonna say Quita Robinson.
You gonna put me on the spot?
Yeah. What that name mean to you? For people that don't know.
The name means everything to me.
I see it on the screen. Right.
May Robinson.
Right. But she had a big part in how how you was brought up, and spending the night over your house, like we grew up together, like went to church together, and just the energy that when you know when Quita in the room, hands down, it don't matter where you at, you gonna know where she at all times, and you gonna know who bringing the energy. And I just feel like that played a lot. So can you give me? If you don't want to, you don't have to. But I just want to, get the, I just want to know what she instilled in you, and with everything that she instilled in you growing up, what do you think she would say about Tay Locke today? If she, because I know she see you, but if she was in front of you, face to face.
If my mom was alive and she was in front of me today, I think that she would 1000% be pleased of where I am at in life. Mm-hmm. And it's not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily have to do anything with materialistic things or money or anything like that. But the accomplishments that I've had, the way that I carry myself, the role that I've taken within my family since she's passed, you know what I mean? So if she were to review all those things right now, she'd be like, boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I can, God, it's so hard. Nobody ever asked me that question. So, but it's just like, that question just kind of put things into perspective for me, because it makes you think of like your why. What's your why?
Yeah.
And everything that I just said is pretty much my why. Like why I go about and do things I do with my family. Is number one. My faith.
Yeah.
Well, my faith is number one, my family number two. But all those things, align with one another. And she would definitely, I think she would be proud, for sure.
Yeah. I think so, for sure, man. And, I appreciate you for even just, talking about that and just, letting us know. I don't know if you ever really thought about it. I know I wanted to ask you, you said you couldn't wait to get on this interview with me. I was like, you kind of right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like you're so, humble, you know what I'm saying? As far as like your whole, story, right? Like, obviously I feel like, you said, I remember talking to you a while ago. You was like, man, everybody don't have the opportunity, to go off to school. You know what I'm saying? Like I stayed home to, kind of help take care of your mama. And I feel like with that, you may have grown. I don't know if you ever felt any type of regret. I'm sure you don't regret it at all, but it's more or less like, dang, you could have done this, or I could have had the opportunity to do that, but because you was like, I got a responsibility within my circle, you know what I'm saying, with your circle of family, your siblings, and then you got your mom. It's like, well, I think it's best for me to kind of stay back and kind of help, you know what I'm saying? And right. People don't know that, and people don't and I think that's where most people, when they see somebody like you, and then they can misjudge you, you know what I'm saying, or they may not understand, a certain way, why people move a certain way, why people act a certain way, because they don't understand what's on their shoulder, what they've been carrying on their back for, years and years and years. And so I wanted to, to let, give people opportunities where even if you don't have the same experience as somebody else, there's no excuse on why you still can't be successful or where you want to go. I think you got to always have that, your dream and your vision in place. And so what I want to move, obviously from talking about your mom and just saying, what motivates you every single day? Like, where do you see yourself in the next 5, 10 years from now? I call you the young Virgil. You know what I'm saying? I keep my I'm trying to say you as young Virgil in my phone, but we'll get into that later. But just let me know, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years, and just what motivates you on a day-to-day basis?
All right. So what motivates me is mainly my upbringing. I don't want to go back to what life was like before. Not saying that my life was terrible before, but the environment that we grew up in, most people couldn't survive. They couldn't survive. Well, they don't even understand. Like, they wouldn't get it. You know what I mean? So I just honestly that's my biggest motivation. Like, I know that I can't go back to living like that before. And then I always want to be that person that my family go to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to be the one like, okay, Tay's the one that did this. Tay's the one that did that. If you want to know how to do this, call Tay. I've always wanted to be that person. So, kind of getting into those spaces now. Lost my train of thought there.
So we were just talking about, obviously, what motivated you, and then just where you want to be 5 to 10 years from now.
Yeah. So being able to be that person for my family is what keeps me motivated. That's what I.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah.
It's all good, man. We just talking, but so I mean that makes sense. So then, what do you see yourself, 5 to 10 years from now? Where do you, obviously, being the person that you are, knowing that obviously you spoke about, having a clothing brand. I want to know personally, where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years from now? What do you see Tay Locke doing? What do you see, Tay Locke, living? What do you see, what does Tay Locke's day look like 5 to 10 years from now?
5 to 10 years now, I definitely don't see. I see myself being 100% focused on entrepreneurship. Okay. Whether that's the clothing path or another avenue, I definitely see myself 5 to 10 years strictly entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Focusing on building something not only for me but for my friends and my family. So definitely in 5 to 10 years, that should be happening.
Gotcha. So it sounds to me like, the path that you on right now is the path of, greatness. It's the path of affecting your personal web of people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody on earth got their own personal web of human beings that they are, by default attached to. And so it's our job, I think it's everybody's job, it's just human beings that whoever we have in our personal web, we need to, be able to take care of or be able to help, if they're willing to seek their help or even they're willing to take the help. You know what I'm saying? I think it's our opportunity or our job to be able to, help and really, get people on the right, get people focused. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be somebody that could be, like you got like a little cousin that making the wrong mistakes. You can just attach yourself with him and be like, you ain't really gotta say much, but you can just move how you continuously moving it, and you never know, like that's affecting your little cousin, or same vice versa. The same thing you was just trying to say is just like the people in your family. They can come to Tay, be like, look, Tay, this is what I'm going through. Or you'd be like, look, Tay, this is can you give me some advice on this? That's the type of person you want to be. I think the relationships you build on this earth is the most valuable thing you'll ever have. It's not about the material stuff. I feel like our relationship, what we have, I value that to the fullest. Like when you weren't responding back in like a week, I was like, man, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, easy, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? We got beef, you know what I'm saying? I did something that I don't even know about. But it's just like that type of relationship I value is like, because ain't too many people gonna, check up on you like that. If they don't hear from you in a while, they ain't gonna be like, oh hell, what's going on?
Right.
So it's just like stuff like that I value. And so we're gonna push the conversation forward as to you talk about where you want to be 5 to 10 years from now. You say fully entrepreneurship, whether it's clothing brand X, Y, and Z. For most people, if they don't know, Tay Locke, Big G Ski, you guys created a huge brand, I think it's. I don't know if you ever thought it. I don't know if you think it's like huge. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's not like, in stores, whatever, but amongst the 803, and you even got people outside in different locations, like Gelato is a huge brand right now. Are you surprised that, the success so far? Like, are you surprised at the hard work that y'all was able to put in and seeing where you at now?
Man, I'm always shocked because, it's all art, man. So you basically, building your brand and it's art, and you're hoping that somebody likes your art pretty much. You know what I mean? So if, well, I'm not gonna say if. Fortunately, we've been in a good place where people have enjoyed our brand and really put it on. You know what I mean? I feel like we put out products that people can feel like they're proud of, and when they put it on, they feel like, I'm the best dressed.
Yeah, for sure. So, how y'all even come up with, what made y'all want to start a clothing brand?
Man, all from an idea, and then
like, how was that scene? Like, what was where y'all was at? Y'all was at home, like just shooting the breeze, like
we get pretty every day. Boys talking, gelato this, gelato that, gelato this. So Ski, when he got a t-shirt printed, people like, we're gonna run with gelato. But then we, broke it down a little bit and found a deeper meaning than just, a name on the t-shirt.
Yeah. What does gelato stand for?
Gaining everything life allows to offer. Basically meaning take advantage of every opportunity presented.
That's hard.
If it's, for sure, like, we not leaving nothing behind. Opportunity that we trying to get everything.
Yeah, I think that's what you gotta be, man. You gotta, and I just think even if you don't even gotta have a business, you don't gotta have a company. You just need every day. You just gotta gain everything that life has to offer, because that's what creates the happiness, going through life. And I feel like I've been hearing people talk. I've been kind of diving into like listening to different podcasts and stuff like that. And I hear this guy, he always saying you got to wake up every day and kill something. You know what I'm saying? You got to wake up with the same mentality every day and say, I'm gonna kill something today. You know what I'm saying? That's how the greats be great. That's how people, when you want to achieve something, that's how that's how you achieve it. You got to kill something every day. It may not be in the same setting, right? So like at work, you may not kill something at work every day, but you can kill being a parent. You can kill being a friend. You got to kill something every day. And then he was just talking about, people got to understand that, if we made in the likeness and image of God, then, we are God. And God is greatness on display. So I need to, you know what I'm saying? So when I look at you, I'm looking like that's a God right there, greatness on display. That he's showing greatness on display every single day, because every day he gonna get up and kill something. And that's why, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what, you bring, and I think that's what the intensity that you come behind it, because we had a conversation, ending of this year, going into 2022, and you said, it's all in. I'm going all in. Everything on the line. What does that entail? What does all in? First of all, tell me, are there any fears? And when you say I'm going all in, I'm putting everything on the line. Is there any fear, or is it all 100% like, nah? I know what's up. I know what's about to happen. I know what's about to go down.
I think look, there's anytime if you have to feel like there's fear when you're doing. Well, let me be honest. Let me say this. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of fear. You know what I mean? But you have to let your I guess your faith. You have to let your faith outweigh that fear. You know what I mean? So I'm like, hey, when I tell you I'm going all in, I'm going all in. And when I feel like when you're saying you're all in, right? You basically have to be willing to do anything to get to your destination.
Mm-hmm.
Within limits, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm willing to do anything to see my brand, our brand, me and my brother Ski, get to the biggest platform. Right. I want everybody to, be like, oh yeah, that's it. Come back and watch this podcast and be like, Tay said he was going all in. Or they were going all in, because it ain't just me. I gotta stop saying it ain't just me. We gotta go all in order for the brand to do what it's supposed to do.
Right. That's 100% true. Like all in, and I like I said, I talked to you. I was like, bro, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm always been the person. Like for me personally, I've always felt like I was comfortable of standing on my own lane. You know what I'm saying? When everybody doing this, you could count on, dang, Peanut ain't doing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing what everybody else doing, and that's okay. Like I'm okay with how people may see that, what people may say. How it may look, whatever the case may have. I just know that my vision is a little different. And it's great to see or have somebody that can be like, we may not be there yet, but I can see the picture and I know where I'm going. And so it's like when you speak about all in, not everybody gonna get what all in mean. But I get what all in mean. I get what you sacrificing to say, look, we are about to go all in, and with the time and preparation, and the thing about it, all in, people lose their mindset on the what, right? They always put their mind on the when and the how. But what did you start the brand for? You started the brand to teach people, gaining everything that that life brings. You could take it, right? Obviously, you wanted the money that's involved with it too, but once but you can't put your mindset on the time, because that's when people start to say, oh man, it may not happen. But that's not the case. You just got to keep going and believe in what you built, and that it's gonna take off. So that's huge, bro. Like every time I hear you talk about I'm going all in, I be like, ooh, I gotta go up a notch, because I know Tilza say he going all in. I know what that look like. I say, oh, let me go up one.
Bro, when I envision all in, I just think about Kobe fourth quarter, bro. Kobe fourth quarter, that dog, that gotta be your mentality every day. Every day. Kobe dog in the
Yeah.
It's like fourth quarter every day for real.
Yeah. Killing. And so let me ask you this. What with the brand, right? So let's just say there's somebody that they got a vision just like you. They want to start a brand. They feel like they got a great design. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, and the thing about this is people, even when people want to do the same thing as you, it's no competition. I feel like it's so much room on this earth that everybody can eat, no matter what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? You just got to know your lane, right? You got to know if you really dedicated to it, or you feel like, oh, this is a quick hustle to make a couple bucks. And I want you to be honest with people and say, give them the real, what's real about starting a brand, right? Give people that think being that's saying like, oh, I can create this art, slap it on a t-shirt, and I can sell it. Because that's how most people think about, starting a brand. That's how easy they think it is. Give people what has been some lessons you learned since y'all have started this brand? What's some lessons you learned?
Man, it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
That's just being honest. Having a brand is hard, and a lot of people think it's just design, put it on a t-shirt, sell it. That's not the case. Not if you want to be, on a different
level,
scale, level. So, man, I think our first struggle starting out was the quantities and what we order.
Okay.
And the size. So we'll get to the end of the order and we'll have all these 2X's and 3X's, and like, man, why are we ordering so many 2X, 3X's when our crowd is small, medium, large, extra large?
Yeah.
So, a lot of things have been trial and error.
Okay.
You just gotta figure it out. You know what I mean? I haven't had I haven't met anyone yet that's, hey, try it this way, because, guess there's
multiple ways to skin a cat.
Yeah, bingo.
Got you. So, I mean, that's something unique, you know what I'm saying? Something that I ain't even think about, you know what I'm saying? When y'all talk about, why we got so many 2X and 3X. And I think it first starts out with, obviously, you as the designer, I want to pop, wear. So, you know what I'm saying? You might get clothing that's more tailored towards your size, but then you got to look at the analytics of what y'all doing on the business side as far as like who's actually buying what we sell.
Right.
And so that's something unique that when you start into this game, it's going to be trial and error where you might have to get a lot of this and you might sell out of the largest and you be like, dang, everybody want largest. So then when you go back and do it, it's like, okay, we got to up it up for the largest and maybe decrease on X, Y, and Z. So that's, I mean, but I love hearing that because that's showing the it factor behind what y'all got going on. You know your numbers. You know what I'm saying? When you talk to another designer or another person that's trying to get a brand, do they know what's your best selling size or what's your best selling piece?
Right.
If you can't tell me that, then I know you ain't as serious behind what you're trying to do. You just out here really just trying to make a quick dollar. You know what I'm saying? So, right. But beyond, right? So we talk about sizing. That was the first trial and error. What are other trial and errors that you ran into as well? Like what are as far as maybe marketing, maybe.
Yeah. So outside of orders, the first thing that, well, not the first. Yeah, I wouldn't say the first. You have to find a manufacturer.
Okay.
Find someone that can produce your product on time. Like when they say promise date, like people that stick to the promise date and finding someone that actually provides good quality and are consistent with what they're providing you.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a struggle. But when you get with someone, you have to, in my opinion, stick with them.
Right.
And you'll grow faster like that. I'm still working on that, still trying to, grow.
Right. What's
also another struggle is marketing's okay, but when it comes to like actually building your website and building your brand, that was a struggle for me.
Okay.
In the beginning, because again, there's no one there to say, hey, you should do this. You got to kind of figure that out on your own.
Right.
Those, in my opinion, were the main struggles.
Gotcha.
Sure.
And those probably were the things that was probably keeping you on your toes every single day. Like when I look at Gelato, I look at it like, oh, this is a nice website. And I can place my order here. It's carefree to the customer, but to the person that actually had to put the legwork in, it's like, I don't know. I don't really like how this set up. I think it should go like this, or I think it should be like this. Like it's amazing to see the science behind what y'all do. Yeah. But the science, right? We talk about the science behind everything behind the scenes, and so that's awesome. And then how do you recommend someone to find like a manufacturer, right? You don't have to give up, who you work with, but just how do they research a good manufacturer? Is it just going online and saying looking up manufacturers, or is it?
Yeah, you can do it that way, but starting out, I found someone locally.
Okay.
Just to find someone locally, that can handle what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And then once you outgrow whoever you're using locally, try to branch out and find bigger vendors. And
Gotcha. What was the mindset behind the patches, right? So if people watch is the patches, right? So what was the mindset from going from the Gelato, let's just say the shirt you have on now, right? The regular print that you have on that, to going to these patches, right? And what I mean by patches, as a customer, these are stitched on, right? This is not something that I don't know, but I don't think it's like the normal shirt where you do a hot press and it's stitched. This is more like stitching, and the quality of it feels absolutely amazing. So what was that mindset? What made you go from, obviously y'all still do the regular print, but I'm just saying, like, what made you go from that to be like, oh, I want to do the stitch or the patch?
So all right, so what you're wearing, that's called a Chanel patch, right?
Okay.
So a lot of the stuff that we're doing in the fall and in the winter, we like to incorporate a Chanel patch.
What was the process in going from, adding a Chanel patch? I know we talked about, the wintertime, y'all want to bring the Chanel patch in, but where did that idea come from, and just, what made you want to go with it?
Yeah, so the Chanel patches, they are, I feel like they're different. You can go from, people typically have like regular embroidery on there, which we do that sometimes. We got some, we got a lot of embroidery hoodies. Sorry, embroidered hoodies. But the Chanel patches in particular, they're different. They make it makes it feel like you actually got something, like you're wearing something. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And where did you? I mean, it's just hard for me to sit down and be like, the Chanel patch is gonna make you feel like when you sitting down at the drawing board and you like, whatever, this is the design I want to go with, or this is what I want to do. But how did you know that having this patch, when people feel that material, they feel that patch, it's like, nah, this is quality. This is luxury. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talk about Louis Vuitton, we talk about Tom Ford, we talk about Gucci, but Gucci got that thing. When you have a Gucci on or you got the Louis on, like, nah, this is Louis. You know what I'm saying? This is Gucci. But when you got a lot on, you got the gelato on, now this is the gelato. Like, is that what was, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did you that's the attention to detail that most people miss. You know what I'm saying? How did you know how did you develop that attention to detail?
And when we have our meetings, we just throw everything out there. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Man, we'll wake up. Sometimes I know personally, I've woken up 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Hey, texting the group. What y'all think about this?
Yeah.
So it's just those things that and then again, everything is trial and error. So I may order a couple samples of certain products. I'm like, okay, all right, this one's gonna be the one, or this one's gonna be the one.
Right.
So that's typically how we do it. But man, the Chanel patch is just, I don't know. I feel like that's just like the best quality right now. And that's what we aim for. Try to get the best quality.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, y'all doing y'all thing, man. For most people that don't know, they start off with t-shirts, went with the hoodies, then went to hats, shorts. Now they got the bubbles, the Lettermans, the race. So it's like it's definitely the evolution of where y'all started and where y'all on your way to. It's crazy, and I know you may not want to give out no exclusive or nothing else, but what's next? Y'all got everything. What's on the drawing board? How do you continually tweak and develop what y'all have? You know what I'm saying? Do you go back to the t-shirts? Do you go back to pushing the hoodies? Is it always a different design? Like,
yeah. So, well, for one, we're always going to do what sells. You know what I mean? So if certain products selling, we're gonna keep pushing that product.
Right.
You know the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So if the old products still selling, we're gonna keep that going. But we always have something else in store. Our goal is typically to try to stay a season ahead, right?
Okay.
It don't always work out that way. Sometimes we've been in business for like 2 years now. Sometimes we've ran into the one season longer than we were supposed to, right. And it's put us behind a little bit. But we always try to stay a season ahead. So right now we're working on t-shirts, right. T-shirts together in the next couple months. But we do have some more hoodies and stuff coming. So I think people will be excited about that in the next couple weeks or so.
Yeah. So I mean, what's the design? Is the design gonna stay the same? We looking at a new design for the t-shirts and hoodies?
Yeah, so we all we get a lot of logos in. Okay. We try to have our graphic designer get logos into us, so we can have time to decide, or we throw her ideas constantly, so we'll know what exactly we're going to do going to that next season.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, sounds like y'all gotta pay attention. He ain't gonna give us a little too much about what's going on.
Can't give you too much.
I thought we was gonna get the exclusive too, team.
I'll call you. I'll call you and give you the exclusive.
Yeah, okay.
But hey, end of the month, we're definitely dropping again.
Okay, well, look, we got something to look forward to. End of the month, they dropping again. You know, we're gonna be on there. I advise everybody to go check out the website. Obviously, I'm gonna drop all the information. But if just to let people know, where can they go get the gelato, or how can they get with you?
Firstly, you guys can follow us on Instagram, gelato_apparel. You find us on Facebook, Gelato Apparel. Our website is www.gelatoapparel.com. Reach out to us on any platforms. You can reach out to me, Ski, my brother. We'll try to help you the best way we can.
Yeah, and we're gonna do something again. We're gonna get, maybe when we get another launch end of the month, we'll get all the members of Gelato on the screen and chop it up with them, man. See what's going on. See what be going through the minds of people that create this type of good quality stuff. So that's what's up, man. Gelato's going good. I'm proud of you, man, over here, man. I'll let you know that all the time. I think there's a lot of people that's proud of you, and they want to support you. So, and I want to move into the things that you do into the community, right? So I remember we had our first guest on the podcast. She was like, Hannah Hart. She was like, yeah, I think you should sit down with Tay. Tay does a lot, he's an interesting person. We don't know too much about him, but we always seeing he's doing something for the community, and it's just So it's like, I want you to explain the drive. This Christmas y'all did a bike giveaway in y'all's neighborhood. What is that all about? How did that start? Is that something that you're picking up? Because you've seen others do, and you feel like it's your time to really just step into that role, because that's that void, right? That space is open. What is that all about? And what makes you just say, this is what we're gonna do?
All right, I think so doing things for the community was instilled to me as a child, going from church. Yeah. Having to go do stuff with the church, and then my mom making us go do stuff for other people. So all of that was already instilled in me. And seeing, the heart that my mom had, she would give to anybody. That's a trait I inherited from her. So no matter what I got, whether it's a little or a lot, if I can help somebody, I'm going to try. So each year, for the past couple of years, we've tried to do something to help somebody. Right. Last year, we gave away about 100 of our sweatshirts, along with meals and things like that, for the homeless community in Charlotte. Right. This year we decided to go with the bikes because, like you said, we did see people before us. They came and provided bikes for the other kids in the community. So now we've stepped into that role. We want to be the the ones that people reach out to and say, well, I know Gelato, they're going to do something. Right. And at the same time, that's really a blessing, that we're even able to do that. Yeah. Because, business has been successful. And it's the least we could do is give back to the community. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And that's crazy to think about. Like, it's a full circle moment. Maybe at one point in time when you was a kid, you was pulling up to stuff like that to grab a bike or something to have for Christmas, and it's like now you able to. I was once a kid. You know what I'm saying? Well, mom probably couldn't. Probably couldn't afford a bike this year, but somebody in the community was like, "Man, we giving out bikes. Okay, well, let me get one for my kid," and it made your day or your Christmas a little bit better. And so I think that's huge, and I think that's something that we definitely need to highlight. As people doing that type of stuff, every year, and just feel like, out of the kindness of their heart to be able to, give, and they real deal in the field. You know what I'm saying? I pulled up on it. It was cold. And I know y'all was there. I came late, right? But at the end of the day, y'all was out there, off the, back of the truck. Like, here you go, call such and such. They need this, we got it, boom, 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 pull up. It's cold. Y'all was out there for probably a good hour and a half, 2 hours, just sitting, waiting on people to, maybe pull up or get the rest of these bikes out the way. So it's like y'all really, you know, in there. You know what I'm saying? In the field. It's not like y'all pulled up for 30 minutes and was like, well, they ain't come get them. They ain't come get them. Y'all gave people time and opportunity to say, look.
We're gonna continue to do it. We're gonna stay there till the last bike get gone.
Yeah.
Call some, you know, if you know somebody down the street that need a bike, all right, cool, we're gonna drop it off on that porch real quick. You know, just to, man, it's nothing like being in a position where you can help someone else and know that it's giving a direct impact in your community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I grew up in College Town. Mm-hmm. My brother grew up in College Town. Me, Ski, everybody's been in my house in College Town. You know what I mean? So, absolutely, we're gonna do that. We're gonna go back and make sure them kids good. For sure.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. That's you know, it's good to see, man. And like I said, this podcast has been, you know, really good for me. I think it was good to be able to talk with you, and I want people to understand, you know, the different phases that certain people go through, and to be able to still say, I'm still going. What's for me? I'm still going after mines. And never lose their core values. You know what I'm saying? Never go against, you know, what you stood for in the beginning. And so that's always good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end it off like this, man. We appreciate you pulling up. You know, we enjoyed talking about everything from, you know, Quita. We talked about, you know, work. We ain't spent too much on work. I think you more on the 70-30, entrepreneurship 70 versus work 30. We all know work just funding Gelato right now, so it don't even matter. So it's 70-30, and that's good, man. It's good that you transitioning from, you know, 70-30. Like, look, after a while, once I get 85-90, the work gonna have to. Now I'm out. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the goal. That's the vision. And you know, you almost there, bro. Keep going. You almost there. And Gelato right around the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you. Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you. I appreciate you having me on and trying to dig into my mind a little bit.
Yeah, I be trying to give people a little therapy. You know, if they can't yeah.
You know, we definitely got to do it again.
Yeah, we're going to definitely do it again. We're going to keep doing it. But
get some big boss talk.
Yeah. Talking to the boss right here. You know what I'm saying? One of the bosses. But give me for the conclusion, we need a suggestion, right? So at the end, I ask all guests. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do. Give me a suggestion of who you think I should sit down and talk with. Somebody that you think has is dope at what they do. Is kind of like, wow, I didn't even know you could really do that. Just somebody that you may, you know, look up to, or, you know, feel like I like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we going down the same path, and I'm always kind of, it's not competition, but I'm using them as motivation to keep going, right? Who do you suggest, or who do you have in mind?
If you know me, you know I listen to a lot of music. Mm-hmm. A lot of music. One person I listen to a lot is Hot Beats Old Dot. That's my boy. Yeah. Yeah, that's my boy. You know, I feel like he'll be a good person to talk to because he's been through a lot. You know what I mean? Been through a lot. Still make good music that more people need to hear.
Right.
Still, you know, not letting circumstances get the best of him. Mm-hmm. And keeping his head down and keep going, and the music is phenomenal.
Yeah, phenomenal.
This is phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Well, I definitely think you need to do what you can do. Sit him down with a podcast. Sit him down for the podcast for sure.
That's what's up. We'll work on that. And I might be already ahead of the game, but we'll work on that. But for most people that don't know, we'll get down. We'll get down with it. I like that suggestion. I like that. I appreciate you for hopping on here, man. Again, one more time for the people that's watching, listening, doing whatever. Give people where they can get at you. You know what I'm saying? Tay Robinson, like, give them your social media. Give them, you know, something. You know, anything. I know you talked about Gelato, but what's your social media so people can hop on and just watch what you're doing, witness the greatness that you're putting on, and go down in history?
Well, you guys can follow me on Instagram at Tay, Tay.RL. It's Tay.RL. At different social media for the most part. You know, we connect. If I can help you in any way, whether that's your brand, or whether there's, you need somebody to talk to, anybody.
For sure. Well, we appreciate you, man, here at Big Boss Talk. It's been another episode, great episode, talking with Tay Locke, man, marketing genius, young Virgil in the making. You're gonna be better than Virgil, but I think, just the creative mind that you got, man. Again, I appreciate you. We love you. Take it easy. All right.
Coming with the coldest podcast you'll ever hear. The real ones will relate, the fake ones gon' forever hate. It means so much to me, and I'm so grateful. If nobody love you, know I love you.